me a couple of issues. So let me get to this. Oh, TikTok. Darling, come on now, TikTok. Hi, TikTok. Hi, Facebook. Hi. Believe we're on, what is that other one? Kick, and trying to get on DLive and Rumble, but I don't know. I have to go back and fix it. There's just so many hours in a day, and today I was freaking tweaking out on, I've been going since 9 o'clock this morning on, started with my refrigerator before I even had a cup of coffee. And, you know, you go to wipe up something, right? And then do you ever get just stuck in something? Wow. I just went to town, and Jimmy's like, what are you doing? You haven't even had your coffee or anything. Like, what? Why are you doing that? And just relax. And I'm like, no. Got so into it. And then I did all of that. Then I moved to the oven. Then I moved to the microwave. Then the place where we're going to put the tree in the family room, I'm like, oh no, I have to make sure everything's vacuum dusted and mopped. I was like I was on a tear, a tear. And let me see here. That's not the thumbnail that I want to put something there, but we're going to let me just pull this over here because I'm sorry that you have me in the tent over there. So then I went on that, and what else did I just went from soup to nuts on there. It got everything ready for the tree, vacuumed my brains out, dusted, put things away, organizing stuff, putting out the Christmas decorations that I want to put out there, not getting too bogged down with like too much of it. The boys went, my cousin had very good friends that are my older cousin's age. They're kind of like uncles to my kids. So they know them very well, and they're very, very athletic. And they were, they all do all these like really crazy challenges. It's nuts. So the one guy runs marathons all over, and so they had a great day. They both coach basketball. When you're in varsity and junior varsity, you have to give like back, so they have them coach the middle school kids on Saturday morning. So both of my kids are coaches for the middle school kids every Saturday morning from like 8 to 1 o'clock. They coach, and then after that they went and they were with my cousin, and then my cousin's son, who they really like. They're up from South Carolina and Oklahoma, so that was that good. And then Jimmy and I, got the tree going here and stuff done, and got a lot of stuff done. Stockings are hung by the chimney with care. And what else do we have? So yeah, I've been easy on myself, not so crazy that I've got to get, I have a lot of ornaments. I have a lot of ornaments. So it's like, I have so many ornaments on my tree, it's not even funny. But I'm still putting ornaments on my tree because I still have a lot up here. I could decorate about probably 50 trees, but I used to have 3 huge trees up. Right now I have 2 trees up, a 4-foot one and the 7.5-foot one. I have 12-foot, and I have another 2 other 7-foot, and I'm a 9-foot. And I'm not gonna get like beyond crazy. And I have more than I have smaller ones too, like a few more 4-foot and like a 5-foot, because I used to go crazy decorating, and now it's like, okay, if I don't get every ornament out, and it's not going to happen with 1.5 trees essentially, but I do have another tree that I'm probably going to take out that is already up here. It's a tree that you could really use any time of the year. It's one of those birch, and it's like 6 feet tall, but it has birch branches, but it's lit, and I think I'll put some of my ornaments that I want to put on there and put that probably in the foyer. But yeah, I mean, you gotta just understand some years you do everything, you can get all your ornaments out. Some years you get some ornaments out, but that's not really what's going to make the memories, even though some of the ornaments have like precious memories, right? And you get them out. But it's really about what you're going to remember. And you're not going to remember, oh, that Christmas I didn't put that Winnie the Pooh ornament from 1993 on the tree. I had the Winnie the Pooh ornament from 2005 on the tree. That's not what it's about. And I do have, special ornaments on the tree. There's always going to be special ornaments on the tree. So anyway, yeah, so like I said, forgive yourself, give yourself grace. Just try to get through. A lot of people suffering and suffer through the holidays. If they're going through grief, if they're going through depression, and that can come along with grief or without grief and just depression, whatever. The holidays are hard. Some people are alone. Some people, are estranged. And so, yeah. Just give yourself grace. Try to do something you like to do. And I know, don't be hard on yourself, because I'm a perfectionist. I'm the first person to take my own advice. I should, right? Okay, but I think I am a little more. I think I've kind of eased it back these last couple of years. And now, like my tree, like Kevin's like, your tree's up. Your trees are up. It's the 21st. That's great. And it is. It is great, It is great. All right, so I got to wrap, and I was going to start wrapping, and then the tissue paper, and I just said, I put a couple of things in boxes, and I said I'll wrap tomorrow. Get some stuff under the tree. That'll be nice. Okay, so let me talk about this guy right here. You know what? I'm so sorry. I have to fix him. I thought he was from... Got to change something. He's not from Minnesota. I'm sorry, Sassy, and anybody from Minnesota. I didn't mean to. He's Missouri, as Linda would say. And I'm going to change that right now because he's not Minnesota. Missouri. Let me just fix that. Missouri. That's where he's from. He stabbed his father 50 times, and he told the cops that it was an accident. So he's been charged with killing his father after he turned himself in to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, telling deputies he'd made a mistake, and he wanted to surrender. This makes me think of Sorry Shares. Remember Sorry Shares? I miss you, Sorry. About that whole case that we went over in Missouri, and then the guy that, remember, put the mustard or something on the garage doors. You remember that case? That was wild. The crime, however, took place in St. Louis County. Jeffrey Goad, 41, told Jefferson County deputies that he turned himself into them because he trusted the sheriff's office and not the Manchester police. But he was handed over to the Manchester police anyway after the investigators responded to the home and found Edward Goad, 75 years old, with 50 stab wounds to his face and back. Police noted a strong bleach odor when they entered the house. The son reportedly told investigators that he struck his father with his hands, and he may have used a kitchen knife and other weapons, but he couldn't recall. That's according to the probable cause statement, and he told the Manchester officer that he knew he had to go with them because he accidentally killed someone. After that, he asked for an attorney. Officers say they found a kitchen knife in the trash can in the kitchen. An autopsy found that his father had broken bones, had been strangled, had blunt force trauma to his face, head, and back, in addition to stab wounds. It's crazy, right? Court records say the son was charged with murder and armed criminal action. Yeah, he might have accidentally killed his father 50 times. 75 years old, you hear that. I know a lot of people 75 years old, they're in really good shape and everything. And this guy is 41, killing his father, who was 34 when they had him. Wow. All right. That is crazy. Accidentally. Sounds like Sarah Boone, right? Not intentionally. But Sarah Boone didn't even do it that craziness, huh? Okay, and here's another crazy story making headlines. And this woman, you know what? It's so weird because I feel like she looks like somebody I know. I don't know if it's somebody on YouTube or if it's somebody in real life, because I have that, and then I remember just like that lawyer at that Vermont murder trial. She looked like Sherilyn Cadle. The one at the end, the one that never got up. I don't know if she was a paralegal or what she was. She was on the end. Okay, so here we go. This is a Mississippi woman, and she's been charged with murder after she gunned down her estranged husband and shot him to death as he left the Pearl River County Chancery Courthouse following a divorce proceeding. Tanya Lindell Saucier was immediately taken into custody by the Poplarville Police Department. The shooting took place on Tuesday, a little bit after noon. Tanya's divorce lawyer, Jansen Owen, said that the proceeding at the Chancery Court on Tuesday was the only case on the docket, and that she and James Ray Saucier had been scheduled to meet separately because of the extreme volatility of their relationship. In fact, James Saucier had been indicted on a domestic violence aggravated assault charge in August. There is no justification, there is no excuse for anyone to open fire on somebody in a public setting like that, said her lawyer, condemning his client. We do not do vigilante justice in America. What Miss Saucier did yesterday is unjustifiable, and I witnessed her murder him. He called his client, Miss Saucier, and Miss Tanya, and said that she appeared in court at 10 a.m. and that her husband appeared at 11 to finalize the divorce paperwork. He said, and I quote, "I was leaving the building. Mr. James Ray was leaving right behind me, at which point I heard gunfire and ultimately determined that Miss Tanya had opened fire. I saw her continue to shoot at Mr. James Ray. She approached me, at which point I grabbed her and held her against the vehicle. Police rushed to the scene and took her into custody. A 9mm handgun was recovered from the scene along with multiple shell casings." Okay, so yeah, she is, and how old was she? 40-something? Or did we have an age on her? We don't have an age on her here. Let's see if we can find her over here and see if there's any more news on that. Okay. Two families distraught over this. Two families are grieving as a troubled marriage ends with one person dead, another behind bars. Cell phone caught the chaos outside the Mississippi courthouse. The video starts just minutes after the Pearl River County Sheriff's Office said 49-year-old, she's 49, Tanya Saucier, shot and killed her husband, James Saucier. He was 62. And he was also indicted in August for shooting her 5 times. For shooting her 5 times. For shooting her 5 times in August. Wow. Loved ones of Tanya, who wanted to remain anonymous, described a relationship that became volatile. Once they were married, things fell through. It got very bad, very violent. She said Tanya is a mother of 3, a grandmother of 2, a nurse, and retired military. Wow. The woman, speaking on anonymity, said Tanya felt unsafe and paranoid to the point where she boarded all her windows. However, she acknowledged 2 wrongs don't make a right. What she did is wrong. We have no idea what occurred during these court proceedings. Tanya's divorce attorney, Jansen Owen, said he was leaving the building in Polarville Tuesday afternoon, December 17th, with James right behind him when he heard the gunshots. Okay, we heard all of that part, so let's see. Chancer County Clerk Melinda Bowman said they ran towards danger instead of away from it as they prayed over him. So the citizens of Pearl River County stepped up. The life-saving efforts that our citizens attempted for Mr. Saucier was phenomenal, said the mayor, Scott Ali. James was set to go on trial March of 2025 for shooting Tanya last year, once in the head and 4 times in the chest. Oh my gosh, he shot her once in the head and 4 times in the chest, and she's still alive and everything. Isn't that crazy? Records show Tanya told deputies, he tried to kill me, and I went out the back door. He was on the back porch with that pistol. As soon as I stepped out this door, he shot. Loved ones of Tanya said she was harassed. She'd been tormented over and over and over again to where she lived in fear, constant fear. When she was 2 years old, a man shot and killed Tanya's mom in front of her and her brother. The family was traumatized from day one. Wow. A judge denied Tanya's bond on Wednesday. Chief Investigator Major Scott Ali said there aren't any cameras at the courthouse. He said they're actively working to enhance security with funding they procure through federal appropriations. Crazy. Okay. Okay, a middle school teacher in Colorado is on trial for killing a 10-year-old boy who was riding his bicycle when she struck him. Amy Weiss is 54, and she's been charged with careless driving resulting in death and tampering with evidence after she allegedly hit Oliver Stratton in August of 2023. The incident happened in August of 2023 as Oliver crossed Saddlehorn Drive and River Pass Road in Larimer County. The Larimer County Sheriff's Office said in a news release that several environmental factors impacted visibility for both Weiss and Stratton. Investigators also found evidence of distracted driving. She could face up to a year in jail when she is sentenced in March. Her trial is set to run through December 20th with a sentencing hearing on the evidence tampering charge scheduled for March. At the opening of her trial on December 16th, Weiss admitted to tampering with physical evidence, with prosecutors alleging she deleted a text shortly after the crash. The defense attorneys argued that she had less than 2 seconds to see the victim before the crash, as another driver had obstructed her view. Very sad and tragic, huh? Okay, and a Utah family that was killed in a tragic murder-suicide were refugees from ethnic cleansing in Myanmar. Family members have identified the family that was killed in an apparent murder-suicide over the weekend as a refugee family from Myanmar and her children. Myanmar and her children from Myanmar. And the children, okay. So I guess it's the husband, yes. The husband, 42-year-old Dae Ray, shot and killed his wife, 38-year-old Boo May, and 3 of their children before killing himself. A 17-year-old son survived the shooting but was badly wounded with a severe brain injury. This is so close to that other one where they said the boy killed everybody and he was the soul. And then another one where the sister survived. That's crazy. Family members identified the children as 11-year-old Bo Ray and 8 and 2-year-old daughters Christina Ree and Naya May. The surviving boy is identified as Sha Ray. Relatives said Boumé fled what they described as ethnic cleansing in Myanmar's Karenni minority about 10 years ago. They lived in a refugee camp in Thailand before coming to the United States with little more than the clothing on their backs. The family called the teen our 17-year-old hero, and he has a long and complex road to recovery. A GoFundMe has been set up to help him with his recovery. Police were initially called to the home by a family member on Sunday, but found no reason to break in when no one answered the door. Instead, they peeked in windows and talked to neighbors, and then they left. 2 days later, when Boumé did not show up at work, the same family member returned to the home, entered the garage, and found the wounded teen. Police then breached the home and found the other family members with a handgun beneath the father's body. Police say the family had no history of domestic violence calls, and they're still trying to determine a motive. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. Anything else there? Let's check something over here. All right. Oh, yeah. I didn't talk about this. Was this today? No, this was yesterday. I talked about it in the Zoom. Sometimes I forget about that German Christmas market and that somebody drove into it. Did you guys hear that? Yeah, well, now the death toll rises to 5. So a man drove a car into shoppers at a high speed during a Christmas market, including a child who was 9 years old. And that's as of Saturday, December 21st. On Friday, December 20th, a man drove through a holiday market in Magdeburg, Germany, west of Berlin, in what officials are calling a terrible event that resulted in deaths, multiple serious injuries, and an arrest at gunpoint. Officials refer to the incident as a terror attack, with footage from the market showing many people on the ground as emergency services arrived on the scene. Authorities have said that they've arrested a suspect, a 50-year-old doctor from Saudi Arabia who has lived in Germany since 2006. Rainer Hasselhoff, premier of the state of Saxony-Anhalt, told reporters that the suspect acted alone. Hold on a minute, what just happened here? And that there was no ongoing threat to the public. The vehicle reportedly drove around 1,200 feet into the alley full of shoppers. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said that 40 of the 200 people injured are so seriously injured that we must be very worried about them. There is no peaceful and cheerful place. There is no more cheerful and peaceful place than a Christmas market. What a terrible act it is to injure and kill so many people with such brutality. Here's another. Look, they have one of these huge. Look at that. The Christmas market featured 140 market stalls, an ice skating rink, a Ferris wheel, and more. It was scheduled to be open from November 22nd to December 29th. The lead prosecutor said on Saturday that the victims included a 9-year-old. He added that the suspect faces 5 charges of homicide and 200 cases of attempted homicide and aggravated assault. Roughly 80 patients were brought to the Magdeburg's University Hospital on Friday night. Neurosurgeon Mohammed Ellenbaby said that there are many still in intensive care and some also in critical condition. In a social media update, the Magdeburg Saxony-Anhalt Police Department wrote on X that authorities continue to ask for witness reports, photos, and videos of the events at the Christmas market be sent to them. Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs shared on X its solidarity with the German people and the families of the victims. It's terrible. Okay, and that Colorado teacher that I was telling you about hitting the boy, she was found guilty. About hitting this little boy. She was found guilty on Friday of killing the 10-year-old child while texting behind the wheel of her car. Ashley Weiss, a middle school teacher from Timnath, about 9 miles southeast of Fort Collins, was found guilty by a jury of careless driving resulting in death. Around 6 p.m. on August 2nd, 2023, Weiss was driving an Audi SUV and looking at her phone when she struck Oliver Ollie Stratton, who was riding his bike on Saddlehorn Drive in Timnath. Stratton was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. She admitted to having sent and received texts while driving just before the crash occurred and promptly deleting the messages. Just before the trial started on December 16th, Weiss pled guilty to tampering with physical evidence. She is set to be sentenced on the misdemeanor charges on March 7th, where she faces up to a year in jail and a $1,000 fine. Stratton's bereaved parents, Clarissa and Rod, said they didn't see the verdict as justice because Weiss got a comparatively light punishment. They are lobbying for legal changes that impose stiffer penalties on distracted driving, including making Weiss's offense a felony instead of a misdemeanor. We call on Colorado and other states nationwide to pass tougher laws and harsher penalties that will truly hold distracted drivers accountable. The district attorney's office did everything they could under the current system, but we must all do more. Okay. Oh, I guess one of the 1,000-pound sisters is in trouble. What happened here? Amy Slayton pled guilty to drug possession and avoids jail time. She was ordered to pay a $1,000 fine and put on 2-year probation, and she was banned from the Tennessee Safari Park where she was arrested. Reality star Amy Slayton Halterman has pled guilty to drug charges stemming from her September arrest at a Tennessee zoo. The 1,000-pound sister star, 37 years old, who is a mother to sons Gage Dion, 4, and Glenn Ross, isn't it? Glenn Allen, 2, with her ex-husband, Michael Halterman, pled guilty in court on Thursday, December 19th, to 1 count of possession of marijuana and 1 count of simple possession of mushrooms. As part of the plea deal, Slayton's 2 other child endangerment charges, which she had initially also been charged with during her arrest, were dismissed. Brian Scott Lavorne, whom she was arrested with, also pled guilty to the same charges. Slayton and Lavorne have reached a plea deal which included them paying a $1,000 fine and completing a drug and alcohol assessment and state-certified parenting class. The pair have also been banned from the Tennessee Safari Park where they were arrested. Okay. The 2 children were placed in a family member's custody following the mother's arrest, and the Tennessee Department of Child Services said it would investigate the parenting situation. Okay, let's see here. All right, I think, let me look at something else here. What is this about? What the heck is this about? Hold on a minute. Something about this guy that... says, ex-OpenAI engineer who raised legal concerns about the technology he helped build has died. Suchir Balahai, a former OpenAI engineer and a whistleblower who helped train the artificial intelligence systems behind ChatGPT and later said he believed those practices violated copyright law, has died, according to his parents and San Francisco officials. He was 26. Balahai worked at OpenAI for nearly 4 years before quitting in August. He was well regarded by colleagues at the San Francisco company, where a co-founder this week called him one of OpenAI's strongest contributors who was essential to developing some of its products. We are devastated to learn of this incredibly sad news, and our hearts go out to his family and loved ones during this time. Balahai was found dead in San Francisco in what police appear to be that he took his own life. No evidence of foul play was found during the initial investigation. The city's chief medical examiner confirmed the manner of death to be that he took his own life. His parents said that they are still seeking answers, describing their son as happy, smart, and brave. He liked to hike and recently returned from a trip with friends. He grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area and first arrived at the fledgling AI research lab for a 2018 summer internship while studying computer science at the University of California, Berkeley. He returned a few years later to work at OpenAI, where one of his first projects was called WebGPT, and it helped pave the way for ChatGPT. His contributions to the project were essential, and it wouldn't have succeeded without him, says OpenAI co-founder John Schulman in a social media post memorializing him. He had a knack for finding simple solutions and writing elegant code that worked. He'd think through the details of things carefully and rigorously. He later shifted to organizing the huge data sets of online writings and other media used to train GPT-4, the fourth generation of OpenAI's flagship large language model and a basis for the company's famous chatbot. It was that work that eventually caused Balahai to question the technology he helped build, especially after newspapers, novelists, and others began suing OpenAI and other AI companies for copyright infringement. He first raised his concerns with the New York Times, which reported them in an October profile of Balahai. He later told the Associated Press that he would try to testify in the strongest copyright infringement cases and considered a lawsuit brought by the New York Times last year to be the most serious. Times lawyers named him in a November 18th court filing as someone who might have unique and relevant documents supporting allegations of OpenAI's willful copyright infringement. His records were also sought by lawyers in a separate case brought by book authors, including the comedian Sarah Silverman. It doesn't feel right to be training on people's data and then competing with them in the marketplace, Balahai told the AP in late October. I don't think you should be able to do that. I don't think you're able to do that legally. He told them, the AP, that he gradually grew more disillusioned with OpenAI, especially after the inner turmoil that led its board of directors to fire and then rehire CEO Sam Altman last year. Balahai said he was broadly concerned about how its commercial products were rolling out, including their propensity for spouting false information known as hallucinations. But of the bag of issues he was concerned about, he was focusing on copyright as the one it was actually possible to do something about. He acknowledged that it was an unpopular opinion within the AI research community, which is accustomed to pulling data from the internet, but said they will have to change, and it's a matter of time. He had not been deposed, and it's unclear to what extent his revelations will be admitted as evidence in any legal cases after his death. He also published a personal blog post with his opinions about the topic. Schulman, who resigned from OpenAI in August, said he and Bellahai coincidentally left on the same day and celebrated with fellow colleagues that night with dinner and drinks at a San Francisco bar. Another of Bellahai's mentors, co-founder and chief scientist Ayla Sutskever, had left OpenAI several months earlier, which Bellahai saw as another impetus to leave. Schulman and Bellahai had told him earlier this year of his plans to leave OpenAI, and that Bellahai didn't think that better than human AI, known as artificial general intelligence, was right around the corner, like the rest of the company seemed to believe. The younger engineer expressed interest in getting a doctorate and exploring some more off-the-beaten-path ideas about how to build intelligence. Bellahai's family said a memorial is being planned for later this month at the India Community Center in Milpitas, California, not far from his hometown of Cupertino. Okay, let me see where you guys are. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Huh. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, that's the auction. Here we are. So yeah, let's see. Video, you are slow, UHP, my chat. 50K, I'm faster. What? UHP says video real. All Bigfoot needs to know how will get your behind. My Hal 9000 is always watching my back for Bigfoot. Okay. A year later, a year is a, okay. Christine, hi little lady. Hi little lady. Alright, so I think I'm going to go to bed, because I've got to bake gingerbread tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be gingerbread. It may also be some more butter cookies. I don't know. The jelly cookies are really good. I didn't make a lot of the jelly cookies, and I'm probably going to make more because it was an experiment. So I'm probably going to do that, and I'm probably going to do, but I know I'm going to do gingerbread. God willing. Let's hope I'm feeling great and everything is good, and I want to do that. I want to do gingerbread tomorrow, so I don't know. I might come live when I'm doing it. I don't know. I'll see how it is, how it's going, what I'm doing, where it's going, right? But I'll see you at some time tomorrow, God willing. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you later. I'm falling asleep now, so I'm going to go to sleep. And we'll see you later. What? We're talking smack. All good. Gingerbread. Gingerbread. Yes, gingerbread and butter cookies tomorrow. I've got to get my sleep video reel. Get some rest, everybody. Get some good rest. Love you. God bless. Prayers. We'll see you. Okay, you too, little lady. You everybody have a good time with what they're doing. All right. See you tomorrow, everybody. Bye-bye.